know why you senators and reps aren't back up there in the State House working on that education package. Oh, thank you, Judy. Thank you very much. That excellency always gets me. But actually, the teachers who spoke on the video, they've already given my speech because it's about success, greatness, and excellence. And that's what it's all about. And speaking of excellence, to have two of the national principals and get in the same room 2 years in a row, that's quite something. What everybody doesn't know about Akil is he got 2 feet long. I think that was the key. He wears a size 15 shoe, which is the biggest. But everybody's got a secret to success. What I wanted to speak to you about briefly is what I see from where I've been, some of the places that Judy mentioned, and what I see is possible. And we are here, we're celebrating greatness, we're celebrating excellence, we're celebrating success. And we have every reason in the world to do so. The problem is we're not celebrating it in everything. We need to celebrate it more. We need to understand that it's within our reach. And just to give the context of the way I see it, is in economics, there's no doubt. Economic development, prosperity, and growth, South Carolina is at the top. All the people around the world that I get to speak to, maybe you see some of them too, speaking in different languages, coming from all over the place, wanting to invest hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. They come to South Carolina and they say it's for a lot of reasons. It's because of the research universities, it's because of the technical colleges, it's because they're like the port, it's because of the transportation system we need to work on to make it better, it's because of the climate, it's because of a lot of things, it's because of the people. They all say it's the people are the reasons they come here. And they say the people of South Carolina are different from any other people anywhere in the world. They say they are loyal, they are trustworthy, they're determined, they're smart, and when they give you their word, they keep it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we can build buildings in a very short period of time. We can grow crops, we can do a lot of things, but it takes a lot of time to develop a reputation for being a certain kind of people. We're right at the top in our reputation, and that is why we're growing so economically. One reason, because these people know that they can trust the people of South Carolina and can count on them. But excellence in one thing, I believe, begets excellence in all other kinds of things. And one where we're right at the top again is athletics. With football teams, with ladies basketball, with football, with the equestrian team, with the soccer team, the lacrosse team, all those things. For a number of years, the #1 ballet in New York City was a young woman from Columbia. Charles Towns invented the laser beam up in Furman University. It just goes and goes with astronauts, musicians, professors, teachers, preachers, all sorts of people that we produce from among us here in South Carolina. And we're recognized in that. One example of excellence that I love to cite is the Darlington Raceway. Has anybody ever been to Darlington? Where do you need to go? Hallelujah. It is something, ladies and gentlemen, you would not believe it today. You remember the old days, they say the racers were the old bootleggers, and they just get out there and run those cars around the track, and that's what it was. It's not that way anymore. I've been down there several times, been on the infield. You would be amazed at the excellence, the courage, the precision, the understanding, the high-tech that's going on in that raceway. It is something to see. They have tents down there, they have meters on the drivers, they have meters on the cars, they can tell you the temperature of the driver, the temperature of the car, the heartbeat, they have spotters telling them what's going on. It is something. And it's 400 miles plus. And in 2003, which is the one that always strikes me in the year 2003, they had a very close race. Precision, excellence. Remember, they're changing those tires a bunch of times. They have about 40 tires out there they change doing a 400-mile race. They have to refuel the car, change all the tires, all of that. Well, in 2003, after 400 plus miles, at average speeds of over 125 miles an hour, that's average speeds, where they had to stop to refuel, change tire, yellow flags, all that sort of thing. Average speeds of over 125 miles an hour. Ricky Craven's driving a Pontiac, outdistanced Kyle Busch driving a Ford by 2/1000ths of a second. And that's about as close as you can get. That's excellence, that's courage, that's technology, that's skill, that's all put together. And that's all the kind of things that we have where else? Same thing we have in the classroom. It's the same thing. It's the same kind of excellence we're seeking in all things. There's not a reason in the world. South Carolina is known for athletic teams around the world. I speak to people from Japan, from China. They talk about football, basketball, all those things. There's not a reason in the world why we cannot be known, our people cannot be known, to have the best education system in the whole United States. And that is my goal, to see that you and we are recognized as building that system. And I know we're a lot closer to it than we think. We have some parts of our state where we are a little weak in our education system. But ladies and gentlemen, having a great reputation for economic growth and prosperity is a real good thing. It's great. Having a reputation for being a little bit weak in some parts of our state for some reasons in education is not good. But having a reputation for being weak in some parts of our state, in some areas, and not recognizing it and doing something about it is a disaster. That's why we must all go together, make sure we're going in the same direction, tell those responsible for passing the laws that make it possible, tell those responsible for the other things that are necessary to have the best education system in the United States, what we need, and then let's make it happen. In many cases, all it takes is passing a law. In many cases, all it takes is making a decision. Making the decision is not the hard part. It's getting the facts and understanding what decision needs to be made is what takes time. But I know that we're getting there. Because we have, for example, just recently I read in the newspaper, went and visited the #1, according to the U.S. News and World Report, the #1 high school in the United States of America is in North Charleston, South Carolina. How about that? It is the academic magnet high school. So ladies and gentlemen, what I say is we need to be sure that we have the tools to go to the top. We need to have the tools to be sure that we are pursuing excellence in all things, that we are celebrating greatness and we are creating success. And the question someone would ask, well, what do we need? Well, one thing we need is the President of Clemson said years ago, James Barker, he said, and I repeat to you tonight, he said, I am tired of hearing people say, South Carolina is a small, poor state and we just can't do something. He said, I'm tired of hearing it. I don't want to hear it anymore. Well, neither do I. And fortunately, just the last few years, I have not heard that very much, and I don't want to hear it. Here's what we want to tell the children. We want to be sure they understand that they can go right straight to the top. You might remember the story of the Jumbo the elephant at the circus. The city slicker went to the circus, and there was Jumbo the elephant. He was tethered with a little small chain to a little small stake, and he was standing there. And the city slicker says to the ringmaster, why does he not just get up and walk away? That little chain cannot possibly hold that big elephant. He said, well, we put that chain on him when he was little. It held him back. Try as he might, he couldn't get loose, so now he doesn't try. So what I say, we got to try. We have to let the children know that they can go right straight to the top. It's never crowded at the top. The young lawyer graduated from law school and went to see Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes, the son of the author, the father of the author. He went to see him and said, Mr. Holmes, Justice Holmes, I'm concerned. I have graduated from law school. I'm ready to go out and practice. But there's so many lawyers, there's so much competition, I don't know if there'll be any room for me. The justice looked at him and said, son, there's always plenty of room at the top. There's plenty of room at the top. And ladies and gentlemen, we have all the ingredients. We have all we need to have the very best education system in the United States if we work together, if we cooperate, collaborate, and communicate, make sure the needs are known, make sure the obstacles we need to remove are understood, and we can do it. And I promise you, and I know I speak for a lot of people that are in the government sector, to say this, that that is our goal, and with your help, we will get there. We thank you.